Okay, this is a video for Objective 12 in the money textbook. So again, if you don't have your money textbook, hit pause, we'll grab that. Once you have your money textbook, we're going to be on page 23. Objective 12 is called Balance a Check Register Against a Bank Statement. So basically what that means is making sure you and the bank agree on how much money you have in the bank. It's a little easier nowadays with the technology and things are more up to date. You can check your balance right on your phone and things like that. But still, there sometimes is time between when you may pay for something at a store, either with a check card or with a check, or if it's paying your rent or with a check or something like that. And you may record that in your checkbook, but it may not show up in the bank's records yet. So in that case, you may have showing less money in your account than you actually have, or than the bank would show at that time. In that case, yours would be more accurate. It also can work the other way. You may go to deposit something in the bank, but it might not go into the bank until the next day, but you might write it down right away, so your checkbook may show that you have more money than is actually in the bank at that time, but that money will eventually get there. So what this is doing is just talking about how to make sure what you have written in your check register or in the back of your checkbook is going to be matching with what the bank has. And again, this is a lot of people don't do this nowadays. They just count on the bank and assume they have it correct. But again, then you're always trusting the bank to have it correct, and banks will sometimes make mistakes. So the main thing that we're going to be using in this objective is this little formula here. So check register balance means if you're up to date on keeping track of things in your checkbook, that's what we're trying to match by using the bank's information. So what we do is you'll get a bank statement balance, or nowadays that might just be going on your app and seeing what your balance is. What you're going to add, you're going to take that number, you're going to add any deposits that are missing from the bank statement. So an example of that would be, in real life, would be if I just went to the bank in the afternoon, and if it's after a certain time, that they're not going to actually get that in my account until the next day. So I will write it in my check register, but if it's not showing up on my bank statement yet, I'm going to add that number to my bank statement balance to represent that. And then I will subtract any missing payments from the statement, meaning if I paid with if I pay my rent with a check and landlord hasn't turned it into their bank yet, that's money that's going to be taken out of the bank once the landlord deposits that. So we have to account for that. So let's do a couple problems here. Again, I believe there's 6 problems here. They're all going to be very similar. So we're probably not, we'll maybe do 2 or 3. So number 16, his latest bank statement shows a balance of $154.49. So that's what the bank says he has. Now that can either be correct or it can be wrong based on if there's something missing. So as he goes through this, he noticed that a deposit of $165 and a check for $39.44 and another check for $137.55 that he has entered in his check register are not listed on the bank statement. So he might have just deposited that money and he wrote these checks out, and either the store or the landlord or whatever it is hasn't deposited them in their bank yet. Okay, so it says if these are the only amounts missing from the bank statement, what should the check register balance be? So what we do is we're going to start with the bank statement balance. So that was this number. Okay. Second here, let's make sure no pop-ups come up. So we're going to start with that number. Then we're going to add any missing deposits, meaning this money's going to come in and be in the bank soon. Okay. Said he had a missing deposit for 165, so we're going to add that. And then we're going to subtract any checks. So what I did here is I took the two checks that were missing and I added them together to get this amount. And then you can see we're going to subtract that amount. Okay. So now you could do this instead of minusing this total. You could write an or. You could subtract both. Sorry for the ugly writing here. It's hard to write with this mouse. So you could say, and it's hard to see here, that's a minus. Minus 39.44 minus 137.55. Okay, so that's the two. You could go 154.49 plus 165 minus 39.44 minus 137.55. That's one way. Or what I did is I added the two checks together, meaning I'm missing a total of 176.99 in checks. So I went 154.49 plus 165 minus 176.99, and this is what should be in the check register then, if you've been keeping track of all the money correctly. Okay. Number 17. So again, we'll do maybe two more here because these are all going to be very similar. Balance shown on the latest bank statement is 323. He compares this to his check register and finds there's two checks he wrote are missing. One check for 192, one for 1819, and he also finds two missing deposits, one for 715.38, another for 328. What should his check register be? So you start with the bank statement balance. Okay, and now what I did is I grouped the deposits together, grouped the checks together. So the two deposits together equals this 1,043.38. The two missing checks together is 210.19. So then I take the 323, which was on the bank statement. We're going to be getting 1,043.38 into the bank soon. So we've deposited them, they're just not showing up yet. But then we're going to be losing the 210.19 from these two checks. So we go 323 plus 1,043.38 minus the 210.19, and we get 1,156.19. Okay. We won't go through 18, but you can just see there's going to be two missing deposits, three missing checks. So just make sure you account for everything when you're reading the problem. 19, there's no missing deposits. There's three missing checks, so you're going to be subtracting all those numbers. I think that's every type of problem after this is about the same. So looks like there is only 5 problems here. So that's objective 12. Again, you might get it right away just by looking at this. If not, go to the workbook. It's like there's 4 problems in here. Try those, see if you're getting the correct answers. If you are, that means you have it down. If you don't, if you're not getting the correct answers, let me know. I can either do more examples in a video, or we can FaceTime or do a video thing on Messenger, and we can get this figured out. All right, if you have any questions, let me know.